Olathe, Kansas. In the dead of night, teenage punks set off a horrific revenge plot against a rival. They torch his SUV.
2:30, I just hear a boom, boom, boom. And then next thing you know, my car on fire.
But a closer look shows the wicked scheme drastically backfires as the bullies get scorched by the fireball. Now one of the suspects is in danger of burning alive.
And all of a sudden, you see it light up, and he was like, he's on fire.
Carl hides in his bedroom as a neighbor's surveillance camera catches the terrifying moments that follow. The vandal drops to the ground, frantically trying to extinguish himself.
You can see the guy taking off his clothes in like the front yard. He's like naked. I was like, was that worth it?
The perpetrators flee, but they don't get far. While a neighbor douses the SUV, Carl calls the police, and the badly charred vandal drives his getaway car straight to an emergency room.
He thought that he was doing something big and bad, but he did something that he deserves.
The scheming teens went after Carl over a fight at school, but when their devious plan failed, they were the ones who felt the heat. Old Saybrook, Connecticut. An unmanned boat circles out of control after its captain was thrown overboard. The man was plucked from the water, but now his craft is swirling across a harbor full of vessels. Boater Jonathan Todick and his father watch helplessly.
Who are those people? I don't know. Get hit. In my heart, I wanted to jump out and try and stop it from going around before it did hurt somebody, but there's not much you can do being on the water.
A patrol team arrives, unsure how to respond, but knowing they have to act fast.
They didn't have much time. They only had 2 to 3 minutes, if that, to figure out this is what we have to do, and just do it.
The crewmen prepare to snare the yacht with a harness line, but the quick response hits a snag.
Off the prop. Whoa, they flipped over.
He threw it off, and the boat going in circles caught it, which stopped the boat from going in circles, and this one ended up flipping that boat over.
Whoa, they flipped over.
A police vessel races to the scene in search of the downed rescuers.
Eventually, each passenger ended up popping up out from underneath the bottom of the boat as the other boat ended up towing that one away.
It's a close call, but everyone is saved. And the runaway craft is slowed enough to be caught. A lucky ending after this perfect storm of chaos.
Whoa, they flipped over.
Orlando, Florida. A locked front door and surveillance camera give this lone cash advance clerk the illusion of safety. But they prove useless as she unwittingly buzzes in her worst nightmare. Two hoods storm the counter, brandishing semi-automatic pistols. They quickly empty out the till and leave the woman in a state of shock.
She knew she was going to die if she didn't comply. As she was taking the drawer out, she wasn't going as fast as they wanted her to go, so they told her to hurry up or they were going to kill her.
The score is a cinch, and it's easy to see why. The security door can keep obvious crooks out, but the man who knocks to come in is a normal-looking guy. That is, until he pulls a gun from under his shirt. Now the door's open for his accomplice, who enters with a rag over his face. But mask or no, the camera's in the far corner of the room and sees only the back of their heads as they menace their victim.
The clerk was very, very upset. She had uncontrollable shaking, she was crying, and it was obvious that she really believed her life was in danger or about to end.
The store surveillance system proved to be flawed and left this terrified clerk with a false sense of security. Kerr County, Texas.
347, it's an 18-wheeler.
40 tons of rolling thunder swerve all over the interstate. Cops know that trying to stop an out-of-control big rig is a terrifying proposition. But tonight, they don't know the half of it.
10-450 and off the roadway at 653.
I believed it probably was a sleepy driver. The vehicle would at times run completely off the road into the grass. I believed at any minute he was going to overturn.
But as the pursuit rages on, Sergeant Randall Sanders starts to think something more sinister is at work.
But at no point did he acknowledge that we were behind him.
Cops still don't know if the driver is drunk, deranged, or just destructive. But they do know he has to be stopped.
I was advised that Kendall County units were going to set up spikes.
The spikes rip his tires to shreds.
10-4 spikes falling.
And with dawn breaking on the horizon, the hobbled rig lumbers into the median.
I pulled up behind the truck where that I could watch the driver's door.
A tense standoff ensues, with no sign of the trucker. Suddenly, the man emerges. Officers draw their weapons, ready for anything.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground now!
And I immediately started yelling for him to get down on the ground. It was as if he didn't even know we were there.
Get on the ground!
As Sanders approaches the suspect, he finally learns the shocking reason behind his rampage. The driver is slipping into a diabetic coma.
He just looked at me, and I could tell that he was very confused.
I have a diabetic episode, don't remember nothing.
He did have a serious medical condition that was determined to be life-threatening.
The perilous chase could have easily ended in tragedy. But thanks to the decisive action of authorities,
Get on the ground!
the trucker will get treatment as a patient instead of a casualty.
Coming up, a family takes a walkway straight to death's doorstep. On Most Daring, Sudden Terror.